Hello, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. Today's game is fun for all ages. That's the title. Hopefully it's also true for the game. And
Mhm.
this is taking place after the Daisy Chains series. And I am going to be playing my little sorry, brain just died on me. I'm
You're
going
gonna be
to
playing.
I'm gonna be playing my child Joyfuller, who is gonna be very excited to see who's coming to visit her. And I am joined by the wonderful and amazing, and I absolutely adore playing with her all of the
Mhm.
time. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Oatmeal, and I'll be playing the professor today, who is very glad to have the um, Daisy Chains Saga plot wrapped up.
I mean, makes
Uh,
sense. Professor's got a lot
yeah,
going on.
yeah. He's also just happy that the kid is like safe and everything.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Like, I mean, this is Inkwell, so that's not guaranteed to stay that way, but at least for now.
yeah. Doesn't have like hitmen after her anyway.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Um, the professor is coming over to uh coming over to check on Joy and say hello because it's been a second and maybe do something fun.
Eee.
So he will go up to the door and knock.
All right. I guess this is my time to roll a perception, see who it is that answers the door. Huh. Okay. I mean, to be fair, like those are both all right, but also pretty average. So, sorry,
Mhm.
I'm commenting to myself.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that went through. So yeah, Professor. Um, I think there must be like some. You can probably hear like there's a TV on or something. That's
Mhm.
maybe holding someone's attention a little bit more than the knock on the door. So
Mhm.
the person who answers the door is actually Nurse Verity.
Mhm.
Um
Hello.
yeah. Oh, hello, Professor. It's nice to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Have you been well?
I have. It has been a little hectic, but I've been all right.
That's good to hear. Things have been, well, much slower around here, which has been nice.
Hmm.
Um, why don't you come in?
Thank you.
Joy, um, there's someone to see you. And that that will get Joy's attention.
Mm.
As yeah, you hear like um in fact, you can probably see because like the entrance area like leads into the little like at least the way I picture it leads into like the little lounge room area, and she's
Hmm.
like been sitting in front of the TV with like a bunch of stuff around her. um,
Mhm.
and just looks up, and then like like there's that oh, like it's you kind of.
Mhm.
And,
Professor! I,
and it's just like, yeah, you're getting tackled around the knees.
Yeah. Hello, dear.
you're here. Mm, it's been ages, and
Mm.
Mr. Azumi came to visit, and Mr. Richin too,
Mhm.
and I didn't, I didn't know if you were gonna come.
Oh, dear, of course. I'm sorry. I just got wrapped up in a few things is all.
Adventures?
She looks so excited.
Some of them.
Did did you kick their butts?
Well, some of them.
Yeah, she's just like, yeah, like she's doing like that, like pretend punching in front of her,
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Yeah, I I reckon you kicked all their butts.
And then she's
Well,
yeah, keep going.
what have you been up to?
I I've I I got to dress up for Halloween, and um
Mm.
I got to go visit places, and we went to Toontown, and I went on a ship with my friends, and I learned to
Mm.
swim, and I made things, and um
And she's just
and and I met another friend out at the fair one time, and they're really cool,
Mhm.
and they're covered in bandages, and I met another friend who works in a
What?
cafe,
Mhm.
and they make really good food, and they know Mr. Izumi.
Oh, my goodness. You have had an exciting time. Who are all these new friends you've made?
Um, well, there's there's um there's Raps, and they're the one. They're the one with the bandages that I met at the fair, and
Mhm.
then no, I can't. I'm not supposed to call him Mister. Uh, then there's Rada, who I met at the
Oh.
inn, and he's the one who knows Mr. Azumi. Mr. Azumi helped him on a case, and then my new friends, Mad Lad and Missy, who I went on the ship with and had fun, and I'm going to be starting school with them next year.
Oh. Well, that sounds lovely. Um, I I actually know Arata, actually.
You do?
Yes.
He he has a cat, and I got to pet him.
Mhm. That's right. He's got a very lovely cat named Jeannie.
Mhm, mhm. But I'm supposed to ask for permission to pick him up first.
Mhm. That sounds about right. Well.
yeah, she just like she probably ramble a little bit more about like little bits and pieces of like
The
the
different
things.
things.
Yeah, yeah. She probably will like mention like a bit more about each of them, Raps is looking for their dad, and
Mm.
Arata is a really good cook, and
Mm.
he taught her some stuff, but he wouldn't let her use the knives, and
Mhm.
um and Missy and Mad Lad are her best friends, and she wants to go on more adventures with them, and like just like
Mm.
lots of little things like that.
Aw, that's really sweet.
Probably throws in that she's seen Daisy a few times, and Daisy does seem to be doing well.
That's good. Well, hmm. Well, I was thinking that maybe uh, you and I could go do something fun today.
Can I?
And she's turned to look at her mum, and her mum's just like, well, I don't see why not. That would. Today is my day off, but it would be nice to have some time to myself for once.
Professor smiles knowingly.
It's just Joy is like shrieking now, like
I get to go somewhere. I get to go with my friend. It's gonna be so cool.
and then she's just like, oh wait. More important, I still have things that I need to show you.
Mm-hmm. Mm,
And just wait, wait here, right there.
mm-hmm.
Don't move.
Mm. Okay.
And she's running to her bedroom. You could maybe see what she's doing if you want.
Hmm. I think he's gonna stay where he's been told to stay.
Then yeah, you can hear her rummaging around a little bit. And then she's running back and she's got something behind her back, and then she pulls it out with a ta-da and presents it to you, and it's a little shell bracelet that
Ooh.
that she's made. It's this is something that she made when she went on the ship with Mad Lad and Missy. And it's been personalized for the professor, so it's got tons and tons and tons of shells on it. Like as many as she's been able to shove onto this one thing, and it probably like wraps around and around and around a couple of times.
Oh my god.
In fact,
uh,
if the professor wants, he can roll a history.
yes. Yeah. Oh my, you gotta be kidding me. And that one, really, it's not very nice.
Alright, well then you don't remember seeing potentially something similar on Azumi's wrist.
Fair enough.
Yeah, she's gonna hold
Uh,
it out to Professor.
oh, well, this is lovely.
Mhm. I made it for you. Do you like it?
Oh, my goodness, dear. I love it.
Yeah,
This is so pretty.
mm, Mad Lad taught me how to make them,
Mm-hmm.
and I made one for each of you. It's thank you present.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, dear.
Hmm.
And she just sort of like looks really happy that you like it so much.
Mm-hmm. I think he's going to like look it over and figure out okay, that's is it like a lettered olive cowrie, a rock shell, a whelk, a turkey wing, a cone, uh, a nautica, and just sort of like go through a few different like identify some of the types of shells, uh, and just seems very, very pleased.
I think yeah, Joy's just gonna like look like
You know what they are?
Some of them. I'm not quite as familiar with uh Inkwell's marine life, but some of these look very similar uh to um to shells that I'm more familiar with.
That's really cool. You're really smart.
Thank you, dear.
I'm gonna roll, see
Oh.
if she remembers. Let's see which way she takes this conversation. Actually, I'm gonna roll a d2.
Mm.
Okay. All right. So I think that train of thought is yeah, she is gonna remember like
You know plants too, right?
Oh, yes,
I I've been growing some. Do you want to see?
I do.
Mom,
What kind of plans have you got?
Mom, can I show 'em?
Verity's like, of course, dear. Just be careful on the steps, and just like, yep. She's grabbing your
Hmm.
hand and pulling you out to the backyard.
Nice.
And then yeah, she's showing you the little crates that she's got full of plants. In fact, there's probably like not a lot in them right now because it's winter,
Hmm. Ah, yeah.
but some of them are growing.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I do not live where it snows, so I don't know what grows in the snow, but I'm sure
Mm.
that there are a couple.
Yeah, a few evergreen type stuff. Let's see. Uh, winter garden plants. Uh, all right, what still grows in the winter, huh?
I know that there
Oh,
are some flowers that grow in winter. God, I can't think of the name of them.
yeah. I think uh hmm, I'm trying to looks like uh well, okay, that's potted stuff. That doesn't count. Cold frames. Oh, onions, parsley, lettuce, spinach, garlic.
Yeah.
Grow
That
well in
would
the
work.
cold.
Then probably some of those, and then like a couple of like winter specific flowers. So like probably
Yeah.
some pansies and snowdrops from what I've looked up.
Oh, yeah. Snowdrops are gorgeous. Yeah. Oh, this is a very nice garden.
Mm, you can't see much at the moment, 'cause
Mm,
Mr. Periwinkle says that they gotta stay underground to stay warm. But
hmm
but they're still growing.
hmm Yes, and you'll see them again in the spring.
Yeah, yeah. You just gotta wait.
She looks.
Hmm.
She's 8. She doesn't want to wait.
Yeah. No. Oh, well, it looks to me like you've been taking very good care of them.
Mm, mhm. Yeah, I've had help. My mum, Mum Verity, and Mr. Periwinkle have been helping me look after them.
That's very nice.
And I showed them to Ritten and Mr. Ritten and Mr. Izumi, and I gave them some too. Do you want some?
She's like, "Do
Oh,
you want some of the seeds?"
yeah, sure.
She's just gonna give away half her stock to her friends.
Oh my God.
So yeah.
I he may like subtly put some of it back. Like he only needs a little bit.
But yeah, she's gonna show you like a collection of very beginner friendly things to grow, like
Hmm.
vegetables and
Hmm.
flowers and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, Oh, goodness. All right. So then, was there anything else you wanted to show me here, or are you ready to go?
Gonna roll a history, see if she remembers the other thing she wanted to, well, not potentially show, but ask the professor when she saw him again.
Mm.
That's a nat one. Nope.
Oh, well, okay.
Nope, she's excited to go.
Mm-hmm.
It might come up later.
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
Secret surprise place.
Okay. Um, all right. For this one, um, well, let's see. I'm trying to figure out where to put this location. If I want to put it in Good Time Town or uh, use the teleportation circle to put it somewhere else.
I do not mind. I wouldn't be surprised if there was something like that in Good Time Town, but
Hmm.
I also wouldn't be surprised if if they had to go somewhere like maybe like Toontown or something like that for it.
Hmm. Hmm. Somewhere a little slightly bigger.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, what the heck? Why not just slap it in Toontown? Um, everything else is there. Why not? Uh,
Yeah, that's true.
uh, all right. So, right now, um, the ellipsis is taking a bit of a rest, from our adventures. So,
Is
in
she
order
okay?
to, she's okay. She's just a little tired.
Will you say hi to her for me? And maybe I can give you one of my bedtime stories so you can read it to her.
Oh, that's so cute.
He said she was
God.
tired.
Yeah. Oh my God. I will absolutely tell her, and I think she would appreciate that. If we could borrow one of your books, that would be lovely.
Hmm, I can get it before we go. I have to get
Okay.
stuff anyway.
Hmm. We're going to be taking the teleportation station to Toontown. Um, and to Nurse Verity, he will say exactly where they are going.
Yeah, yeah. I think like Verity is like, okay, yep, thank you for like informing me where we're going. Like I'm imagining he probably says this to her when Joy's off in her room like getting her stuff
Hmm.
together. So
Yeah.
not to ruin the surprise, but she's like, yeah, okay, cool. I'm glad I know where you're going, but also I like she trusts the professor with Joy and is just like,
Hmm.
bring her back before the end of the day, or at least let me know if anything comes up, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
And then, yeah, probably a check over of Joy, make sure she has, things that she needs. Do you have, probably like do you have a coat? Do you have a water bottle?
Hmm.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. Your little like uh tiny purse with your $5 that you saved.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, does the professor want to roll a perception?
Oh, yes. Okay, that's better. That is a uh, uh 17. That's a 17. If I can type it.
Hmm. Well, Joy has her signature like yellow backpack on, and
Hmm.
when she sort of like hefts it up, the noise it makes suggests that there is a lot of things in there, probably
Oh
more
my
than she
God.
needs for an outing like this.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's fair, but oh my goodness. Ah,
Fortunately, you cannot see what's inside it, but given
mhm,
given the noises it makes, you can probably deduce that uh there is something metallic in there. There is so there are some things that jingled. There were some things that like
mhm.
kind of were softer. Like just like a lot of like noise of different odd shapes that she has packed in this bag.
Nice. Oh man. All right, are we all ready to go?
Yep. Oh, here.
And she passes along one of her fairy tales. I think it's The Ugly Duckling.
Aw, nice.
Yeah.
Ah, thank you. I'm sure she'll enjoy this one.
Mm.
Just like a serious nod. I did a thing.
Mhm. Yee. Yeah, he'll put that away in his pocket. Um, and lead the way uh, outside the house and towards the teleportation station. If it's far enough from the uh, house apartment, if it's far enough away, then I don't know, they'll take the bus or something.
Yeah, I think that it is within walking distance because
Hmm.
their house is like on the outskirts of the fairgrounds, and it would make sense that
Mm,
the fairgrounds are within like walking distance of the teleportation circle.
yeah, that makes sense.
Like it's still probably a little bit of a walk, but yeah.
Yeah, not too much for a kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if it's okay with you, we can skip sort of through the travel.
Yeah, yeah. You probably get a little bit of an explanation that oh, she's done this route before because this is the route that she goes on to visit her friends in Toontown, and she's going to be
Oh.
taking it much more often next year when she gets to go to school there.
Ah. Oh, yes, he loves that. Um, wants to hear uh all the things about her friends and how she thinks school's going to go.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what she thinks school's like. Because she's never been before.
Hmm.
But she's excited to learn, and so you probably get like, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense for a school, and oh no, that's definitely not how school works, but okay, kind of like,
Hmm.
um,
She's seen it in like TV and a book, but like
oh yeah, yeah, and secondhand word of mouth from kids.
yeah, not always accurate.
And I rolled another history, and this time she does remember the thing that she wanted to ask the professor, which makes
Mm.
sense because she's talking about Missy and Mad Lad, and so I think somewhere in the conversation, she's gonna like just say something along the lines of,
And and Manlad didn't believe me when I told him uh that you were really strong and that you killed a god. So I need you to
Whoa.
tell me on record that you did so that I can prove him wrong.
He just like looks so surprised and like puts his hand over his mouth, like, oh, what? Amused though, but like, oh goodness. um, he like, uh, he like thinks for a second, like, I don't think I told you about that. Like,
Oh, you said you defeated a god.
Explicitly. Yeah, yeah. um, shoot. Oh God, no, wait. He has a thing too that he can use. All right, so he goes like, "Oh well, well, I did. It was a while ago. Um, and well, as a matter of fact, I do have well, I told the story to a wood carver in Yedo at a festival, and he actually drew me um, the goddess. Drew, no, not drew. Made a figurine. So he goes into his pocket um, and brings out a wooden figurine approximation of what Professor explains is the 11-eyed goddess. It is, in fact, a sort of spider influenced beholder.
Huh.
So it's kind of grotesque.
um, yeah, I. Hold on, let's see how she reacts to that. Oh, yeah, she's fine. She's a kid. Just.
Oh, you killed that?
um, yes, she was trying to hurt my friends.
She just nods, like, yep, that makes sense. That tracks with what she knows.
Hmm.
She's probably gonna make, like little grabby hands and like,
Can I see?
I mean, of course, dear. And hand it over.
yeah, she's being careful with it and just sort of looking at it and just.
Hmm.
This is really cool. It's really good, even if it's very ugly.
Yes, I agree. It is very well made. Certainly a master craftsman he was.
Hmm. I I've never met a master craftsman.
Mm. Well, I wonder if maybe you'll meet one at school, perhaps your art teacher.
She looks excited again.
Hmm.
You think so?
It's possible. They tend to be, if they're teaching art, they tend to be rather good at one of the arts themselves.
Yeah. Oh, maybe they can teach me.
That is what they're at school for. That is why they're at the school
Oh,
to teach you.
yeah. I forgot.
It's okay.
she,
Uh,
she's just excited.
hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it's a novel. It's still a slightly novel concept.
She likes to learn, and she hasn't had until recently people that would actually teach her that.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Well, speaking of learning, um, they they make it through the teleportation circle. Professor pays for that, and um,
Oh, hold on.
oh,
I need to roll something if the professor's
oh
gonna
no,
try and pay for this.
he is. Of course, he is.
Oh dear, oh dear. That was a high roll.
Oh,
What's Professor's perception?
Oh my goodness. His passive perception is a 14, so you are able to beat that handily. Um I don't think he's paying attention. He's just like, it's the teleportation station. I'm going to pay the fare.
Oh, yeah, Joy is pulling out some of her own money and slipping it into the pile.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I guess the attendant gets a tip.
I'm not 100% sure. Hold on, I need to roll something else to even tell if she paid the accurate amount.
Mhm.
No, she didn't.
It's like 11 pennies. Like it's
Yeah, like she probably is like, this was the number of coins I saw my mums give to the monks.
yeah, yeah. I counted them correctly.
Yeah. So
Oh
yeah,
my
they get
goodness.
they get a handful of pennies as a tip.
Very nice. Well, they'll go on through and be in Toontown, and uh they'll probably have to take the bus to this because, like, if it was that close to the teleportation station, she might have like been there already, uh, or I don't know. I'm putting it in a slightly out of the way place, partially because these are kind of big usually.
Mm.
Um, Gotta fit everything. Um, so uh, the uh, they get off the bus and uh, they are walking down the sidewalk, and they come upon a large and rather brightly painted building with some very fun sculptures outside of it.
It just
Oh, cool! They look really weird.
Hmm. Uh, this is the Toontown Children's Museum.
hold on. Does she know what a museum is? Nope.
Mm. Ha!
It's just
Cool. What's that?
Ah, well, hmm. Museum is an institution dedicated to uh, displaying and preserving, as I pull it directly from Wikipedia, culturally blah blah blah, culturally significant objects, or um, have collections used uh, for research or on public display, um, particularly uh, in this case for the purpose of education.
I don't know if she understands half those words.
That's okay. I spliced together like sentences from three different parts of a paragraph. It was probably not super coherent to begin with.
It probably makes sense that the professor was like trying to explain it in a way that like a kid would, but also is like his understanding of it is like so far removed that like when
Yeah.
you're an expert on these sort of things and you just forget like how like common knowledge, like how niche your common knowledge is.
Yeah, absolutely. Doesn't
So
quite didn't quite grok just how simple he needed to make it.
yeah. So she still looks like she's excited, but she's also just like, eh? Like, okay. It's just
So it holds stuff.
Yes. Oftentimes, old things or interesting things.
Mm, Like, like, like Mr. Herman's house? He has a lot of old things in there.
Oh, possibly. This isn't somebody's house, though. Uh, it's more of a public space, and this usually at a museum. Um, uh, there are things, and they're probably like going through like the entrance and like the um uh route through to like I don't know. There's always like a lobby bit where there are
Yeah,
like
yeah.
lines and stuff. Um, there are usually in a typical museum, there are often objects that are too old or delicate to allow people to touch, um, so that they are usually kept behind glass or um, behind some sort of barrier so that people can look but not touch. However, in this particular museum, uh, uh, especially it being a children's museum, they have taken into the account that the um, primary visitors will be children who do like to touch things, and so they have made it safe to do so and included objects that can be interacted with.
So I won't get in trouble for touching things?
Not in this museum.
Cool. She's filing that away. Because, unfortunately, like, her closest experience to what the professor was describing would have been Daisy.
Eh, fair. Yeah, something on display that you're not supposed to touch. Yeah,
Yeah. Behind glass.
yeah. But yeah, so they head in and like there's already like so many interesting things to look at. I won't make you roll perception. This is just for joy. Um
Yeah.
there's on like the professor will like point up and like on the high ceiling um there's a collection of like blown glass, uh some sort of like art exhibit thing that's like hanging from the ceiling, and it's made of like a thousand different pieces that like are hanging in different places to make this like cyclone of like blown glass baubles,
Oh,
and they're all
that's
different
so cool.
colors. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just like, "Wah," like, editing the
How did they do that?
Very carefully.
just the it's just like that like thinking meme of the like how would you get them up there? Would you need a really long ladder like and,
Hmm.
and then would you have to go up and down it? Would you have to bring the like them up and down there like and how did they attach them to the ceiling? Like just like looking at this thing.
Hmm.
They probably only
Yeah,
made it
yeah.
a couple of steps inside the room.
Hmm. Hmm. The professor probably points out like the very fine like filament threads that are holding these things up, so they're not just floating. Like they're held up by strings. Like
Yeah, yeah, she just like, "Oh yeah, okay, no, that makes sense, like, it's not magic. Okay."
not this one at any rate. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, she's just like so like she probably keeps asking questions about this one
Hmm.
thing. Like,
Yeah. uh, let's see. I think. Let's see. All right, Joy. Let's see. There's a few different ways we could go. What would you like to see first? There's um you can see the pond exhibit or the geology exhibit. Or let's see, what's the other one closest? Um, the train exhibit.
hmm, hmm. Um, oh, she just sort of like looks and like up in surprise and there.
I get to pick?
Of course.
Mm. Where do you want to go?
Oh. Hmm. Well, I guess I like all of them.
Mm. I guess maybe. Do you like trains?
I do.
Can we look at that one then?
Absolutely. He will lead her over there, and there is uh, a like a bright open space. There's other like people, and obviously a lot of kids, some of them a little older and maybe reading some of the signs and the more still exhibits and generally behaving themselves. And there are a few younger children that might be uh, a little more chaotic, and there are some that are Joy's age and kind of somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I think she's never been around this many kids before, so I think she's like holding onto Professor's hand, doesn't want to get too
Hmm.
far away, but like her eyes are
Yeah.
kind of everywhere.
Hmm. Yeah, that's okay. He'll just like look to her for where she wants to like point where she wants to go to which side of the room she wants to start at and look at things. Um there's probably like a track playing of some train noises, maybe a little bit of music. Um and I imagine there's in the middle of it, in particular, there is a humongous, sprawling, like model train um,
Mm-hmm.
layout with like miniature people and miniature trees and houses and bushes and tracks and the trains going through, and there's like multiple trains like going on different routes, and it's very impressive.
Yeah, that's where she's headed first.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I think she will ask the professor just to.
Have Have you been on a train before, Mr. Professor?
I have. I have been on a few trains. I quite enjoy them.
Hmm. I've um n- there's one back where I'm from. I got to go on it once.
Mm.
But I've not been on them before that much.
Uh-huh. Well, they can be good for fun, or small outings, or for travel.
Mm.
If you want to get somewhere very far, they can be very useful for that.
Why why do they need the tracks?
Ah, so the train wheels, um, on on a carriage or on a car, um, they're usually quite large, and on the car they're sort of padded. You've got the tires. Those types of wheels can handle different terrain a little better. Um, if you've got a horse-drawn cart, the horse can pull it wherever the horse is able to go, and the car can drive wherever um, the ground is smooth enough that uh, um, that it doesn't puncture the tires. Um, but they have to go on land, just as trains do. The trains, their wheels are a lot smaller, and there are very many of them. And he's definitely pointing this out, like on one of the models.
Hmm.
Um, uh, and they're connected so that with just a little bit of power, they can go very fast and pull a lot of weight, a lot of different train cars holding different things, um, with just one power source. And the reason they have to go on the tracks is that these wheels um, aren't suited to uh, aren't well suited to the outdoors as we're used to walking on it, because it goes up, it goes down. There's rocks, there's little streams, there's all sorts of things that can get in the way, plants. Um, and because usually when you go that sort of route, you have to walk around all of the obstacles. And the more you walk around things, um, the longer your trip is going to be. If you can go straight through, it's shorter. So they've arranged a way. They've arranged in certain regions, certain areas, uh, in agreement to use certain pieces of the land to put down tracks. These metal bars with the wooden bindings. These are not the actual words for what those things are. Um, I should know more about trains, but I can't remember it
um,
right now.
Sleepers, I think. And oh god, what's the other terms? I do know these, and I just don't remember them right now. But sleepers are the horizontal lines, I believe.
Hmm. And ties, I know there's that one.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and he'll say, will they clear away plants and rocks and things to make a straight path. They lay down the tracks that the train is designed to run on. They make sure that they're safe and that they're the right size to fit the train, and then they can put the train on it, and it can go back and forth on that one path over and over and over for as long as it runs and as long as both the train and the track are maintained.
Oh, I just got handed the cutest interpretation of that from Joy. So she
Hmm.
is she is absorbing all of this and so interested in it and following the professor's pointing at the different parts of the explanation, and then it's just like
So they're like shoes for trains?
um, hmm. In the way that they protect them from the ground, yes. The tracks do stay put. Shoes don't usually stay put.
Hmm.
Usually your shoes move with you, yes?
Yeah, it would be kind of hard to go anywhere if they didn't.
Mm-hmm. Uh, but well, it's sort of a nice custom path, for the train.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay. I think she gets that. Like, oh, okay. No, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah, there's probably some, like, interactive things like, uh, I don't know, like a big, uh, like real but cleaned, like, piece of train that's kind of sticking out from the wall that kids can like go and like sit in the um it's like the engine room sort of deal.
Yeah.
um and there's like parts like attached to the wall that they can run their hands over, uh and um this is the wheel, this is the uh whistle, this is what the siding feels like.
Mm.
um uh
I imagine
and
that you can like move the buttons and they'll like do like the little like simulated things of what the train is actually supposed to do when those things are pushed, kind of things. Like you can pull the horn and
yeah.
it'll make a little like choo choo. Maybe not as loud, like probably not as loud as an actual train whistle, but like,
Hmm.
or like you push this and it like turns it like it turns the lights on or things like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, there would definitely be things like that. Activated sounds and lights. Yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah, like oh, Joy is just like so interested in all of it, and like she really does. I do not know how far you're going to get into this museum because she's the sort that's like sort of like gets stuck on like one thing and will just ask question after question after question about it until she's
Hmm.
satisfied and then move on to the next thing.
Yeah, yeah. I think the last thing I want to place in this room for her is a large play area with uh uh basically like a collection of like toy buckets full of pieces of track, uh and small little wooden trains, like
Oh.
very much a Thomas the Tank Engine set, um or rather several big ones consolidated in a sort of communal sandbox. Not actually, just an
Yeah,
area,
yeah.
um, that they can, lay them out and, do whatever twisty turns and little bits they want to do, and then, run the trains down them.
Aw, that's cute. I I don't know if Joy would play with it though. Like she's obviously interested, but I think she's more content to just stay with the professor.
Hmm. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So like she probably does glance over at it and like watch like some of the kids making things, but yeah, she's not moving towards it at all.
Hmm. Yeah. Hey, kid knows what she likes. Um.
Yeah.
Uh. Well, I think. Well, I think you've seen most of this exhibit with the trains. Would you like to try something else?
Yeah, the, we can see more.
It's just like, obviously she has very much forgotten that there was more to this place than just this one place.
Mm-hmm. All right. Shall we go look at one of the other ones we saw when we came in?
Mm. You picked this time. I picked last time.
Okay. He's going to they're going to go out to that space again, and I think he's going to roll an insight to try and figure out which one she might favor.
Yep, fair enough.
Um what is that number? Okay, that is a 9. Um that's a 13.
Alright, let's see how well you're hiding this. Ha! God damn, I forgot how high your deception modifier is.
Sneaky little kid. Oh
I'm
my
going to say,
goodness.
though, that the first person beats it beats it. So,
Hmm.
she has been eyeing the pond one more than the
Mm.
genealogy one.
Geology, but yes.
Geology, yeah,
Um,
sorry.
it's all right. Then he will pause a moment, thinking, pretending to think, uh, and go, "How about the pond one? That one sounds very nice to me."
Okay.
Yep, she's not questioning it.
Yeah. They'll go over and I think in this one there are some probably side exhibits along the walls that have some uh, a bit like a zoo in that like there's some animals that at least won't be bothered by like noise or you know
Mm-hmm.
uh, people being a little obnoxious outside their enclosure. Um, and they're behind glass, but you can look at a snake, a lizard, some frogs,
Yeah.
uh, in like specific labeled terrariums. But
Mm.
in the middle of the exhibit is the focus. Um, it is sort of a central table. It is like a big Uh, it's a big column, like one might find in an aquarium,
Mm.
uh, of glass, and the glass goes up, and then um, uh, I well probably just stops and has an open top, but it's high enough that you're gonna see a kid before they get that high. Um,
Yeah, hopefully, anyway. There's no telling sometimes with tunes.
absolutely. Um, but the and like it is uh like a pond basically. It's got your fish, like your frogs, your turtles, um I don't know, some kind of crane or something maybe, uh a whole bunch of like small critters that just kind of seem content to be in here. And the coolest part is that there is a small um, sort of tunnel under this thing
Ah.
that opens underneath like the pond. Um, so you can see if the kid, like crawls under, they can look up through some very, very thick glass. Um, and see the bottom of the pond and the creatures from a different angle. Um, and also maybe a like animal burrow in the part that's
Hmm.
dirt again.
Oh. Okay. Um. So that was I rolled because Joy really,
Mm,
really wants to go under there and check it out.
mm-hmm.
But I rolled like a sort of like a wisdom in order to see whether she's comfortable to let go of the professor's hand in this environment, and I rolled a
Mm-hmm.
1, so she's not.
Oh, sweetie. Oh,
So
oh man.
Professor can tell she really does want to go under there, but she doesn't want to go by herself.
Mm-hmm. Well, thankfully, I think that these that they've been the museum is probably it, aware enough to have made it big enough for uh adults who need to go in with their kids or kids who are a little bit bigger, or
Yeah.
it's a tunnel, but they've made it as accessible as possible.
Mm.
um so even though he is 6'3" and it is a little uncomfortable, um he can like shuffle in behind her without too much trouble if she wants to go in.
Yeah. It might be slightly more difficult for him as well, since she will not let go of his hand while they're doing it.
Mhm.
But she does seem
uh,
pretty excited by it. And yeah, then once they get inside, she's gonna start asking questions again.
mhm, mhm.
Prob-
Oh
Probably
gosh.
wants to see how many of the creatures Professor can name.
Mm. Considering it's a pond, probably most of them. There might be like, let me. I mean, his nature kind of sucks, but it's a pond, so I'm gonna roll nature and see if there's anything he. Uh, okay, that's a 15. The DC would be really low, so like maybe there's like one thing that he's like not quite sure which kind of thing it is. So like, he'll like wait until they get out and they can check the actual sign and be like, oh, that's
Mm.
what it was.
Yeah, just a game of like 50 questions under there of which what's that one. And it's probably not helped by the fact that like because there would be a mixture of like toon and real kind, I imagine, and
Mm,
sometimes the toons can like draw from multiple different sources of real ones, so it's like it's either this one or this one, I can't quite tell.
yeah, yeah. It's like yeah, it's like it looks like that species, but also that one, and it's like, oh, it's a this that. Well, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. But no, Joy is very impressed by just the sheer knowledge that the professor holds, and it's just like, oh, she's pushing that to the limits.
Uh, and there's probably again sort of like atmospheric like noise of uh the sort of pond animal noises, like
Mm.
maybe a little bit of like oh, there's probably like a fountain in the corner making gurgling noises. There's probably something over there you can touch. uh some funky ponds, plants and
Yeah, yeah.
rocks and stuff.
I'm just thinking like there were aquariums near where I grew up where they had like the sea stars and things like that you could put your hands
Mm.
in and sort
Hmm.
of like touch and feel the different sensations of them. So like some sort of equivalent with the pond with just the creatures that are not one going to jump out of it and two not gonna
Yeah.
be hurtful for either party touching them.
Yeah. Could be there might even be some like old snail shells and things like that, like an old um well, I mean it's a little morbid, but like also it's a museum that like an old turtle shell, like
Yeah.
uh you know.
Yeah.
It's nature. It'd be like that.
The things that kids don't blink an eye at, but adults go,
Yeah, I hope they don't ask about why it doesn't have a creature in it anymore.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so, yeah. Oh god, this is so cute. I do think Joy will ask Professor at one point which creature is his favorite.
Ooh. Hmm. Hmm. Uh, let's see. Out of like pond creatures, phew, what would you like, Professor? I don't know. Uh, um, uh, I think, yeah, this would be funny. I think there's like, oh, okay. Yeah. This'll work. I think it's one of the like frog species that are like really loud and obnoxious.
Oh, that's great.
And they look funny.
Yeah, I think Joy's favorite is also a frog. Like one
Mhm.
of those like kind of like ugly like little ones that like
Mhm.
maybe a toad, maybe a frog. And is
Mhm.
like smaller than your hand, kind of like size.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
She likes frogs.
Yeah. Oh.
Hmm. Oh, okay. Apparently she wants to pry a little bit more. So,
Ooh.
um, she's gonna ask,
Did you have puns where you grew up?
Oh. Yes. Not um hmm. I guess not near my house or where I went to school, but we did have them.
Hmm. I There was a pond near where I grew up, but it
Mm.
wasn't like this. It was a lot smaller.
Mhm. Yes, they do tend to come in different sizes. Some of them are much larger than this, and well, like you said, some of them are smaller.
Was your one big or small?
Hmm. I think we must have had a little bit of both. One I remember was, uh, I guess it was, well, I mean, you could sort of like walk around it, and that would be a pretty long walk. So it was a bigger one, I would say.
hmm. She wants to ask more questions, but I'm not getting like any like specifics, and I'm like, yeah.
Mm. Uh,
Oh God, give me a second. Like, I'm trying to like pass out like, there's a few things that she could potentially ask.
mm. Mhm.
Okay. Are you gonna ask this question or not? Okay. Yep.
Mm.
I kind of miss visiting that pond. Do you visit
Hmm.
yours anymore?
Hmm. Well, I think it's normal to miss things that we were fond of. Um, but I haven't had the opportunity to visit that old pond. No.
Hmm. Just kind of like a nod. And the oh god, like I don't know whether she's gonna continue this line of questioning or not, and I'm just like, oh, because she is a curious kid. Just
Yeah, it's okay if she does. I think he's not giving any like uh signs of being bothered.
yeah, I think then just
Is it not there anymore, or you just not go there anymore?
It's very probably still there. Not a lot changes back where I'm from, but uh I just haven't been back in a very, very long time. Perhaps one day I'll visit it again.
Hmm. If you do, can can you maybe bring me to see the pond?
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
Hmm. I want to. I would love to show you uh, what my old home looked like. Um, but I'm afraid the people there are rather nasty. Um, and they don't like new people. So I wouldn't be allowed.
Ah, yep, that's something she gets.
Hmm.
Oh dear. God, she is too smart for her own good.
Mm, like me with my home. Can you not go back to your home?
um, not without an awful lot of trouble. I think I'm technically allowed back now. Um, but eh, there's not really anybody there that I care to visit.
Mm, like like me. I have new mums now, and new
Hmm.
friends, and better things, and I don't I don't want to go back.
I would say that's a similar situation, yes. Sometimes you move on.
Oh, she's giving you a hug, Professor, because like it still kind of sucks. Like
Yeah,
even if you have something better now, like losing the place that you grew up is not a nice thing.
yeah, yeah. He gives her a nice hug.
Um,
Well, it's a good thing they've got ponds here too, yes?
yeah, maybe we can find a new one.
Mm.
I'm glad you left.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you did too.
Yeah, 'cause now we know each other.
Exactly.
And we know more people like Mr. Izumi and Mr.
Mm.
Rada and Mr. Rutan and
She's gonna list off everyone she knows that they know.
Mhm.
Like they both know.
Uh-huh. Uh, yes, that's right. We've both made lots of new friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Just then
Oh,
she's kind of just like,
Is that why you became an adventurer?
ah, hmm. Part of the reason, yes. It is a good way to have fun and meet new people.
Hmm.
just like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And
I get to meet new people too when the fair travels.
Mm,
and yeah, she's going on a spiel about the people she's met while she traveled around.
nice. Yep, he's listening intently.
Oh man. I don't know. I wonder. No, they're probably not still underneath the pond at the moment.
I feel like they would have had to move. Maybe there's like a bench that's near it, uh, that they're sort of chatting at.
Yeah, probably, honestly.
Mm,
Oh man. Ah, I just like I think while she's chatting,
mm,
like because this is something else that like it just remembered, and I'm not 100% sure how it would come up in conversation. But just because she'd asked about adventuring and stuff,
mm,
like she might at one point like show Professor her new necklace, which is got a little
mm.
daisy charm at the end of it.
Ah,
And she'll explain that Daisy gave it to her so she can help people even when they're not there.
oh.
And yeah,
Well,
because she's got a level in cleric now.
mm-hmm. Well, that's lovely. Does it let you do anything in particular?
Um, I I can I can cast spells with it. Um, like my mum
Ah,
does, but
ah.
not as strong as hers. But
Mhm.
Daisy says that'll get stronger over time.
Oh, well, of course, yes. Mm.
But Mum's been showing me how to heal people.
Ah, that's very good. It's very, very important to know how to heal when you go on adventures.
Yeah, 'cause like my friends get in trouble all the time at school, and and get into fights and stuff. So now I can help them.
Yes, exactly.
She can hide the evidence.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
that's
probably
very sweet.
yeah probably does go on to tell more stories about some of the things her and Missy and Mad Lad have gotten into since she's met
Mhm.
them,
Uh-huh.
which is lots of trouble.
Mhm. He's I think just going to like strike a balance between uh like cheekily agreeing that it's funny, but also like you should be careful about XYZ.
Yeah, can probably
Uh,
tell. Actually, he doesn't need to. Like, she will just straight up say, that her parents, her mums have been like, okay, keep these things in mind, and these are the reason these rules are in place, and this is why you're supposed to tell us, and this is why you're not supposed to go off by yourself, and things like that.
mm-hmm.
You need, if you're
Uh-huh.
going anywhere, you need to have adult supervision. You can't go by yourself.
Yeah, and he knows, I think he knows the origin of that one from Daisy.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Oh,
Uh,
boy.
yeah, but he's getting all of the tea.
Excellent.
After, of course, she makes him promise that he's not allowed to tell her parents.
Yeah, he figured she's probably. He gets the feeling she's probably told them the important stuff.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, like, she's not hiding anything per se, but she's also
Yeah,
maybe not including all the details that could get her in trouble.
right, right. If she helped Mad Lad like plant a stink bomb next to some rude person's house, that's none of anyone's business.
Yep, yep. Like, she was there, and Mad Lad's parental figure was also there.
Hmm.
That's the important part.
Oh, goodness. Hmm.
Hmm.
I think they probably there's a lot of exhibits in the museum, so they probably spend as long as Joy has energy and attention span uh finding different interesting things to look at and talk about and learn about um uh
uh,
until it's probably time to go home.
I rolled a constitution to see how long
Oh,
she has energy for. So it is a
that's
fair
doing pretty
while.
good. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she probably gets through a good chunk of the stuff.
Yeah, yeah, they're there for a while before she
Mm.
stops.
Hmm.
Though I'll say with that constitution, she probably is gonna fall asleep on the way home.
Aw. Yeah, the professor will carry her. That's so cute. Aw.
I need to
Is that
roll one more thing, I think.
ooh. Hmm.
Before. Ha 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 ha.
Mhm.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, that might be a stealth. At one point,
Oh.
she's she's going to buy the Professor a Frog plushie as a
Oh
thank you
my
for
god.
this with her money.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Aw.
I don't know when or where, but she has got it, and
Mhm.
um and the professor will have it at some point, and he doesn't know where it
Uh-huh.
came from.
Oh my god. They probably did go through the gift shop and like there's probably a place to get snacks. Like they were there for a while. They probably did the whole thing, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Aw, that's so
But yeah,
sweet.
like he won't know that it's there until they're outside at the end and this is for you.
Mhm. Aw. I think he thinks that's so sweet.
He didn't notice her get it.
No. He's just like, I need to keep a closer eye on this kid. I don't know when she did that.
Give him a little bit of an insight into what her mums have to put up with.
Uh-huh. Oh my goodness.
She's very good at interpreting the rules to be the most like I followed the rules to the letter and still got what I want. So she didn't get out of line of sight of Professor to do this.
Uh-huh. Oh, goodness. Yeah, it was probably while he was just looking at something else in the gift shop, and he was just occupied long enough for her to go like, "Here, frog, I'm buying it."
Yeah.
Oh, adorable.
Hmm.
But yeah, he'll return her home.
Yeah. I think she's definitely asleep by the time they get back, and but probably like wakes just enough to like wave goodbye before falling back
Mhm.
asleep.
Yeah. Aw. That's so sweet. That was such a cute FPS.
It was really adorable.
Yeah. Aw. Aw. I love
Oh,
them.
I know. Oh, that was great. I loved this. We definitely needed this fluff after everything that has happened.
Absolutely, yes. Yes. They
Oh,
both deserve nice things.
they do. They do. Oh God. Yeah, given I know stuff that is gonna that has happened and is gonna happen, I'm like, yeah, they need this moment of fluff.
Mhm.
By the way,
Uh, mm.
I don't know if Professor meant to give her the wood carving, um, but he doesn't have it back.
Oh dear.
This is evidence now.
Oh my goodness. Well, he'll probably remember at some point, but she'll probably have time to display it before he remembers where
she,
where it's gone.
she has an argument to win.
Uh-huh. Oh my goodness. Exhibit A. Oh. Yeah, and he did admit to killing it.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Don't worry about it.
Uh,
I'm sure it's fine.
oh boy. Okay, well, let's wrap this up before I get too tired.
Yes.
Uh,
Thank you for playing. This was absolutely delightful.
yes, thank you for playing with me. Um, we will wish all of our listeners a good time zone, and thank you for listening.
Yeah, hope you
And
guys had fun
we'll
too.
see you next time. Bye.